Hello everybody, and welcome back to the next episode in our Minecraft Let's Play series. So last episode we built this nether portal spot behind us, and as you can see I went for a kind of like an overgrown steampunky kind of a vibe. I really wanted to try to use a little bit of a vibe of something that I've never built before, and I'm not really used to doing modern or steampunky stuff. So I wanted to use this like copper kind of outline around it to kind of hopefully give it that kind of a feel, but make it weathered and looking like it's been abandoned. So I also built my very first custom tree, which you can see up there, and I'm actually really proud with how this little section turned out behind us. It's one of my favorite spots, I think, of my build so far of my world. So I'm super excited with how that came out. That's pretty much all we did in the last episode. We just kind of focused on this build. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. So instead of focusing on one build or one section, I want to kind of start filling in the rest of this little area that I kind of have been considering our spot, because I want to eventually kind of build out towards this area behind me, and that's where I want to eventually put the custom village and bring over some villagers and kind of create that section over there. But I want our little section here to kind of lead that direction. And right now there's a few spots that feel too empty, like this pond behind me and the areas over here and right between our barn and our pond that we made a few episodes back. So today I kind of want to focus on just kind of like filling in our little section so far, and just kind of focus on giving it some details and filling in these blank spots and bringing it a little bit more to life. So today, instead of just focusing on one section, we're going to be focusing on multiple sections. I'm not quite sure which one's first, but that's what we're going to do. So what I'm thinking is I definitely want to decorate up that pond and kind of mimic the same style that I did with the one back there. And in this little empty section right here, I really want to put a wagon. And then over here, I'm thinking about putting in some organic builds, but I'm not really too familiar with organics. So I did some research on Pinterest and found a few things that I think I might like to put over there. So I think for starters, I would like to start maybe on that pond behind us, just to kind of get in the mindset of building today, and then we will start working on some of the more detailed builds. Now, at some point, I am going to need to go get some resources, so we'll end up taking a little bit of a break from building to do that. But yeah, I'm really excited for today's episode. The game plan that I'm kind of thinking is I want to kind of finish off our little section, and then I have a little bit of kind of sort of bigger builds that I want to do leading towards the village. So I kind of want to do today's section to kind of finish off like our little corner of the world before we start jumping onto some of the bigger stuff like working on the village and bringing over villagers. We also need to go to the nether soon and see what our spawn is going to be like now that we've moved our portal, and I really want to build another base as well. So we still have quite a lot to do, but I'm also thinking, I'm also thinking about potentially putting a little bit of a pause on the Let's Play series, maybe after today's episode. Once we kind of feel like this section of our little world is a little bit more filled out before we start working on the next section, I'm thinking about starting up another series just to kind of have something of a little bit of a variety on the channel and give me a few different projects to work on. Now, I've been very much struggling with debating between if I want to try one block, or if I want to try just regular sky block, or if I want to maybe try a hardcore series. I haven't quite decided. I feel like one block and sky block are very interesting concepts to me, but I don't feel like I know enough about Minecraft mechanics to take on that kind of a challenge. So I was thinking and kind of leaning more towards a hardcore playlist, and apologies, I started fumbling over my words. I was kind of thinking of and leaning towards maybe doing the hardcore series and starting up a new world, putting it in hardcore and seeing how far we can get along in that. I've played on hardcore plenty of times before, but never like really truly dedicated my brain power to seeing how long we can survive and what we can build. So I'm not too sure what I'm thinking about doing. If there's a specific series that you would like to see me try and add onto the channel, let me know down in the comments below if there's a certain one that you prefer. Now, I will say I have thought about maybe doing a separate series for some mod packs, but I'm really honestly kind of enjoying just the vanilla of Minecraft right now. So I don't feel quite ready to try to take on a full mod pack, and I really want it to be something that I think is going to challenge me. So that's kind of why I was thinking Skyblock or Skyblock 1 block, or maybe hardcore. Alright, so I have brought down our little typical workstation that I bring with me whenever I go to do a build. I've gathered up some blocks that I would like to use for this pond to kind of match the block palette that we have over there. Now, I'm not too sure about putting the mangrove tree over here as well. I'm honestly not the happiest with the way that this one turned out, so it might be something that I'll need to go through and kind of refine. But I might come over here. Actually, while we're here, let's just go ahead and grab some. I'm going to take some of the vines. I'm not too sure about putting a tree over near that pond because I really wanted this one to have the tree so that it kind of felt a little bit more kind of like a tucked away pond. Again, you get that like kind of like natural, forgotten about kind of vibes. So yeah, anywho, I think the first thing that I'd like to do, I think, is I would actually like to make this pond a little bit deeper than it is. I would like to put some fish in here eventually, which I know for sure that there's that one lush cave that we found whenever we came over to the dark oak forest. But whenever, or I'm sorry, to the old taiga biome. But whenever I came over here to find some dark oak, I noticed yeah, right there. There's another azalea tree. So I might actually go over there and dig down and see how big that lush cave is and potentially take some of the, see if we can't find some tropical fish from there. Before I start digging, I just want to say this is my favorite time of day with this portal because I absolutely love how the shaders have that like purple glow cast whenever the sun's behind the portal. It's like my favorite thing. Just look how pretty it is. I'm so happy with it. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead. Sorry. That being said, let's go ahead and start digging down, and I'm just going to put this into kind of a sort of quick time-lapse point of view thing, and then we will get to working on actually decorating up the pond, and once it's fully decorated, then we'll head off to that lush cave, see if we can't go find ourselves some fish to put in there. Alrighty, so now that we have kind of terraformed out the pond to closer to the kind of shape that I want it to be on the inside, now I can go through on the sides and we can start putting down some of the like kind of natural blocks that I typically like to put in. So let's grab, let's make up just a few more pieces of some mossy cobblestone, so that we can have some big blocks and we can also have some slabs. Okay, so now that we kind of have the inside filled in with kind of the blocks to bring in what we're eventually going to do here on the outer side with the mossy cobblestone and the moss and just the slabs and stuff, I think I want to go ahead and turn in, I didn't do this on the pond over there, but I saw this on Hermitcraft that they were talking about turning the mud or the dirt into mud to kind of give it a little bit of like a darker feel. They were doing it on like the big part of water outside of their bases, and I thought that was really smart, and it does very much give it kind of a deeper feel. So I think that's what I'm going to go through and do. Now I am a bit curious if I should leave some regular dirt or if I should turn it all into mud. I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to go through and turn it all into mud for now, and then if I need to, I can always replace it with dirt. I do like the way it looks, but I do think I want to bring in a little bit more of the moss. So I'm just going to replace some of the mud to moss blocks just to kind of give it a little bit more of that like gradual feel. There we go. I think that definitely makes a huge difference. It definitely gives it kind of like that deeper look to it, and it definitely makes it feel like it's more, I don't know, this is going to sound so stupid. It makes it look like it's more underwater. Having the dirt there kind of feels like it just feels very obvious that it's like a water shader over dirt, versus this kind of just, it gives more of that like wet dirt feeling, which is what mud is. I don't know how to explain it. I just hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. I quite like it. I would definitely like to be able to add more up kind of on some of these higher layers, but I like it. And it's not, you know, we'll just be able to run back into the nether if we need to go get more, but I think that's looking pretty good so far. I also would like to get more kelp. That's something we'd have to go out and travel a little bit for. But I think it's coming along pretty well. Alright, so I think we are ready to start kind of building out the outer bits. So what we kind of did on the other one was kind of a mixture of like wood, smooth stone, mossy stone, some fallen logs, and a few bushes, just not a whole ton. So I kind of want to be able to do the same thing here. I'm just not too sure how. So I'm thinking if we put maybe like a log here. Alrighty, I think we are all done. There we go. I think we're all done. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Got some like kind of, not really like pathing, but we decorated the border. And I went through and also put down some shroom lights just to kind of give it a little extra lighting. Of course, our lanterns. I also hid some moss blocks up in these trees to let them have glowberries hanging from them. I'm not too sure about the one on the birch tree because the green on the leaves doesn't really match the green of the birch leaves, but I'm still pretty happy with it. I very much wanted it to give it that kind of like whimsical feel, so I thought having some glowberries from the trees would be kind of fun. We've got our lighting down in the pond. Our lily pads are up. I'm pretty excited. I absolutely love how this looks. I do want to take a quick look at it once it gets a little bit darker. And then we can head off to the lush cave and go grab some, hopefully find some tropical fish there and bring them home and put them in here. So let's wait for nighttime, take a quick look at it, make sure our lighting looks good, and then we'll head off on a quick little venture before we start our next project. Alright guys, it is officially nighttime and I am obsessed. I love it with the mixture of the lanterns, our glowberries, some of the shroom lights hidden, oops, not that one, under our moss carpets. it really brightens up the rim of the pond, and then we have our lighting inside the pond. I absolutely love how this has turned out, and I really think it adds a lot to this area. It felt kind of empty earlier whenever we had finished our nether portal, so I'm really thrilled with it. I absolutely love this. So I'm gonna go to sleep so that it can be daylight and we can head out on our little venture, and then we will bring in some fish, and then we can move on to our next project. All right, we are all geared up, so let's head over to the azalea tree that I spotted over here whenever I came to this dark forest. So I will be back with you guys once we reach that tree. Alrighty, we are finally at the tree. Now we are right next to water, so let's start digging down and see what we can. See if we can't get ourselves to a lush cave. Now I am probably going to also take a little bit of time and gather up this rooted dirt, because I absolutely love rooted dirt, and I wouldn't mind mixing it into some of the pathing down the road, so it wouldn't be a bad thing to go ahead and grab it while we're here. Well, that's an issue. I don't have a water bucket. Okay, hold on. Let's clear some space. I have enough stone. I can make a smelter. Hold on. The water's all the way up there. Okay, hold on. Alright, I did not go straight down, as you can see, because I was just kind of going and zoned out. Oh, there's water! Wait! Hold on. I'm so sorry. Well, okay, I'm gonna let that smelt. I see water over there. Do y'all see water? Is that water? Yeah, that's water. That's water. Okay, so I wonder if we can, excuse me, thank you. I wonder if we can see about potentially like digging closer to where that water is. It looks like it's just over there. Not quite sure how many blocks that is, but maybe if we start kind of like, okay, if we start kind of like going that direction, up here, maybe we can land ourselves close to that little puddle there, and then I don't have to tower all the way up to go get water. Okay, let's do that. Are we above it? That looks like we're above it. I feel like I'm gonna regret this, but well, wish me luck. Tally-ho! Yeah! Alrighty. Now, run away. Must light. No. Y'all are more than welcome to follow me around. I just need... You know, I just realized I forgot to bring buckets with me. Well... Oh, goodness. Woo! I don't know why that scared me. Listen, can all of y'all give me, like, just a few seconds? That's a lot of mobs. Okay, the creeper. Oh! Whoa! Bro! We're okay. My shield broke. Oh no. What is happening? I'm lagging! Oh no. Oh, this is stressful. My shield broke. Please don't! Oh, Okay, I got my stuff back. There's an abandoned mine shaft. So that would explain a lot. I guess that's good though, because I needed to go into one to work on getting some resources. I don't have a shield though, because I don't have any wood. So if I may, oopsies, pardon me! Cool. So I'm gonna yoink some of the wood up here. Oh, it's gonna fall, isn't it? Well, here. Okay, we're gonna stay up here for a few seconds. This is turning into a much... Oh, because I didn't... I'm so sorry. A much crazier adventure than I anticipated. I just, you know... We were just coming to look for fish. Because sometimes those caves have fish, and I didn't want to have to go out to the ocean. Alright. Let's take a look. Oh. Oh, no. And they're cave spiders. No! Oh, no, 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 no. We need to light that up. We need to light that up right now. Oh. Yeah. No! Oh, God. Why? Why? I just want to light it up. Okay, let's try this again. Where is it? Oh. Oh no. Huh. Ah! Ha-ha! Hello? Oh, hi. You're not a spider. Dealing with spiders right now. Oh. Oh my gosh. I just want to breathe. I just want to breathe for like a few seconds, please. I am stressed. This is so much. Golly! I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. I'm getting way too many jump scares today. This is not it. Why? Where are they in a hole? Why are y'all? Can y'all? Oh, rude. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, sirree. I am not okay with the new textures on you guys. That's not cool with me. So, thanks. But no thanks. Well, that's crazy. There's a regular spider. Oh, okay. There is a regular spider spawner not far away from the cave spider spawner. So that's good. Alrighty, cool. It was worth it. It was worth the anxiety. Was it worth the jump scares? Maybe not, but That's okay. Oh! Lush cave. Okay. Good. Let's light this up just a little extra. Wait! This isn't where I came out from. This place is... Oh, my... Okay. Oh! Nice. This is good to know. We can come back and explore the rest of the mine shaft, but I want to head over that direction and see if I can't maybe find another water source, see if there's any axolotls or tropical fish. And if not, then that means we're gonna have to go out to the ocean, which I really don't want to do, but that's okay. Before I do that though, let's make a bucket. Okay, so let's head down Neil. Ooh, oof. Do you guys wanna like do your thing? Go. Yay. I'm sorry to the bat that got caught in that. Oh. So this is like pretty much a normal cave, just with the lush cave roof. Got it. Unfortunately. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it when caves make that like, oh no. From where? Oh. Is there anything of interest? Doesn't really look like it. That's gorgeous though. Oh, this is such a pretty cave. Yeah. I don't mess with witches though, so I'm head out. We had a pretty good run. So I went ahead and went home and dropped off everything that we got from our little lush cave venture and crafted up quite a few extra buckets so that we could get a bunch of tropical fish, some to put in the greenhouse and the rest to put in the pond. And then we headed out to the ocean to see if we can go find some fish to collect. Oh, look. Oh, I'm clicking. Oh, my guys, look. Oh, we found a coral reef. Oh, heck yeah. We can take some sea pickles. This is so fun. We're going to have to come back with our Silk Touch axe. I would really like to get it one of our normal tools enchanted with Silk Touch, but this is really good to know. Whenever we go to build our axolotl enclosure, I would love to come out here and get some coral for them. Alrighty, so I am officially back home with plenty of tropical fish. I don't know that my anvil will last long enough to name them all, but we're going to try just to make sure that they don't despawn. All right, all of them are named. I named them kind of based off of what their like type of fish is, like Queen Angelfish, Queen Victoria, Queenie. These two I got from a wandering trader, so I don't know what kind of fish they are. So actually, I want to name them just to be safe, to make sure they don't despawn. Let's just name them like Trady. And we're gonna name this one Joe, like Trader Joe's, which is a store. Joe. and then like red-lipped Benny, so it's Kisses. Blinny, Sunny, because it's red. Goat. Dottie Jr. for the daughter. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little entertained easily. I'm gonna drop off some of them here in the pond. in the greenhouse, and then the rest of them I'm gonna put out in the whatchamacallit? Pond. Oh my god! That one's so cute! I'll have to go with his friends. Alright, bye. Alright, let's put that one. And that one. Maybe one more. Let's put hi! That one in there. Alright. So it should be a little bit more lively in here now that we have a few fish. I think they'd still tend to kind of hang out together. They're so cute though. Alright, let's go put the rest of them in the pond. Yay! We have fish. And while I was gone, I got some seagrass and sea pickles, so let's throw that down. I like it. Like I said, the only thing I do wish is that the fish wouldn't like gather up in school so much. I wish that they would kind of go around on their own a little bit, kind of like the pufferfish does. He ventures off from them, but they're still cute. And I'm pretty happy with how this pond turned out. So now we can get to work on our next project, which is this little spot right here, and of course finishing off the path leading over to the pond and the nether portal. Right here, I was kind of thinking about putting a little wagon. I've never made a wagon before, but I think it would be a really, really cute, very small build just to add a little bit of life to the build. And I'm not too sure if I'm gonna make it into like a kind of a shop wagon or like a flower truck wagon thing, which is kind of what I'm thinking about doing. I saw this picture on Pinterest where somebody had used the oxidized copper and made like a blue truck with a little like flower bed kind of a vibe, and I honestly kind of think I want to do that. I know it might not match the supernatural aesthetic of the world, but my dad has a vintage blue truck that he restored when I was a teenager, and it's been a really big part of my childhood is being around vintage cars. So I thought that that would be kind of fun to add like a little blue truck to the world. It's kind of like a little homage to my parents and my childhood. So I think that's what we're going to do. Now, if it just I can't pull off the design, or if it just absolutely looks out of place, then I'll move it maybe somewhere else in the world in the future, but I think that's what we're going to try. Now, the issue is it's gonna take forever for it to oxidize. I left the game running for that oxidized copper behind my head on the nether portal. I just left it running overnight so that it could finally oxidize. But I think that's what we're gonna do. So it might not be blue while we're building it, but it'll be blue by the time this episode gets released. I love the mushrooms, but my gosh, do they go everywhere. All right, so we did actually get some copper while we were out mining, so I'm gonna get this smelting real quick. So while I wait for that copper to finish smelting, I'm going to grab the things that we need for our pathing and finish off that pathing lead out to the nether portal, and also go through and see if I can't start replacing some of the torches with shroom lights, and then we will get started on our little flower truck. Okay, so I've gathered up everything that I think I need. I am going to be using a tutorial. If I'm reading this description correctly, I think the original creator is Blockosaurus, so huge shout out to them for this design. But let's get started and see what we can't build with our very limited copper. So I think we're gonna put it right here. So let's put down the tires first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, let's put down the tires first, I think. And then the front of the truck, and then repeat on the side. Yeah, okay. And I do need some frames. Let's make those real quick. There we go. Now I need the copper. Okay, so they put kind of the start here and the front grill. This will be the doors. Alright, and then this is going to be like the front of the truck. I can see it! It's starting to come along. Okay. And then we need the roof. And now all that's left is the back, which we're going to use moss. Let's put down the floor. And okay, and then we're going to use trapdoors on the sides. Cute. Okay, and then we're going to do signs on the front with frames. Okay, so my dad's and mine favorite colors are red, and my mom's is purple, but unfortunately there aren't any purple tall flowers. So I'm going to use the peonies for my mom's flower. How cute! I'm not too sure what they used. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I have some glow ink. Hold on. Cute. I love it. Oh, it's so precious. I absolutely love it. Huge, huge, huge shout out to Blockosaurus for the tutorial on how to make this super cute flower bed truck. Oh, I love it. I can't wait to see it whenever it all turns blue. It'll look a lot more consistent with the front. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason my beds aren't wanting to go center into the frame. And the glow from the glow frames isn't really showing up too well, but we'll have to see what it looks like whenever it gets dark. Hopefully it works. It might just be the shaders, but I love it. I think it's such a cute little addition. Look at it. Just on its way to go deliver some flowers. I love it. I love it so much. So we are almost done with our projects for today. The last spot I want to fill in is this spot right here. Now, I'm not too sure how this next build is going to flow with the vibes that we have so far, but I really want to try it out. I came across an image on Pinterest. I don't know who the original creator is. I was looking up ideas for giant flowers because I really want to try to start teaching myself more about organics and bigger statues and builds like that. And I haven't really seen this one done too much, so I was thinking about maybe putting some giant dandelions here. Dandelions are one of my favorite flowers, low-key. I used to blow on the dandelions all the time growing up as a kid, and my parents would always nag at me because I didn't really understand that they were technically weeds and they were spreading more in our yard. So I think it would be really fun to put some here. I thought about maybe doing giant lily of the valleys, but I just feel like that's a little too big, and I want to be able to put down a few. And I really like the idea of the dandelions being able to blow off in the wind over towards the barn too. So that's why we were gathering so many cobwebs today while we were out in the abandoned mine shaft. So it is getting dark. I'm gonna wait a little bit to see if those glow frames light up, or if they don't, try to figure out what's going on with that, and then we will get started on the last build for today's episode and build the giant dandelions. Oh, they are working. Look how cute. They look like little tail lights. Okay, so the glow frames are working. It just wasn't very easily seen in the daylight. That is so cute. Okay, so let's get started on the dandelions. Now, I'm not too sure how many, but I do want to have a mixture of some of them being, some of them being like the full dandelion, like fully bloomed with the white around it. And then some of them I want to be, sorry for the cut. I keep fumbling over my words today. So for the dandelions, I want some of them to be in full bloom with the little like white bits around them and kind of scattering off into the wind. And then I want a few of them to be not fully bloomed and to be just the little like yellow buds that you typically see. So let me grab some bone meal so we can get that to hurry up and grow real quick. And now for the ones floating away, we're just going to put a little white stained glass below it. It'll be really hard to see from the ground, but it'll still kind of give it that look of being a little piece of the dandelion that flew away. Alrighty, I think we are all done with the dandelions. I'm quite happy with how they turned out. I was originally going to add more, but the more that I kept stepping back and looking at it, it felt too crowded, so I'm pretty happy with it. We've got a few little bits blowing off into the wind there. I still kind of maybe want to add one or two more, or maybe take down like that middle one. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's pretty cute, and I kind of like left this one to be kind of almost look not correct because that's the one blowing off into the wind. So I'm quite happy with this little section. I think between the flowers and the tree and the pond, our world is really starting to come to life. I'm gonna step up here and go into free cam so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Look at it. It's all like I think it's like really coming together. I am really happy with this little section so far. The only thing that we have left to do on this half of our island before we start over on the village is back over here. I want to build a fisherman's house, and I want to bring a villager over, which is why we're waiting to do that last. But I want to bring a villager over, and I want him to be our little welcomer, our little fisher guy. And in this tunnel, we're going to kind of terraform it up a little bit, and I really want to try to add the axolotl enclosure kind of in this wall here. And I've also thought about maybe expanding out this island a little bit and adding a custom tree here. So I think those are the last two or three projects that I want to do for this half. And then I have some really fun ideas for how I want to start bridging over to this direction to start working on the village being over here. I also really need to kind of fix up the back of the nether portal so that it's not quite so empty, but yeah, I'm not always good at remembering the backs of my builds, but I think this looks really good. I'm really excited with how it's turning out, and I love it. It's all the little tiny details are coming together. I'm super excited with it. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today's episode here. If you have enjoyed the content, maybe consider leaving a like on the video and maybe even subscribing to the channel. That way you guys can get notified the next time that I go live. And every time that you guys like a video, it helps the channel to grow, and it also helps me to know what kind of content you guys prefer the most. Which, speaking of, like I said at the very beginning of the episode, I am thinking about putting a little bit of a pause on this world and maybe starting up a new series just to kind of give the channel a little bit of variation on what kind of videos I'm posting. I've been thinking about maybe doing regular old skyblock or even one block skyblock, but I'm also thinking about starting a whole new world and putting it on hardcore mode and seeing how far we can get in hardcore, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. But if there's one of the three that you guys would prefer to see me try out, let me know down in the comments below, and that's the one that we'll go with. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means the absolute world, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode as much as I have today. And that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!